Ladies and gentlemen, at BET Awards, Snoop Dogg was awarded the Icon Award. You know what I mean? A well-deserved award. We talking about Snoop Dogg. Been putting it down for God knows how long. What, since like 92? You know what I'm saying? And when he went up to accept the award, his wife, Shantae, was with him, among others, but he recognized Shantae. And let me tell y'all why we don't like a bunch of young folk. Some of these young people who aren't familiar with Snoop Dogg's beginnings said, or they were trying to push the narrative of, oh, it took this long for Snoop Dogg to recognize his wife. Let me tell you something. Snoop Dogg has always, and I mean always, shouted out his wife. This man done made how many songs about his wife? Snoop Dogg's wife has been around since God knows when, and he has never made her a secret. As a matter of fact, they don't call her Snoop's wife. They call her boss lady. And I can attest personally to how cool Snoop Dogg and his wife are, especially his wife. You understand? Because she came to one of my shows in Ontario, California, when I was at the Ontario Improv. I didn't even know she was there. She came to the show, and then after the show, she had somebody reach out to me, one of her assistants reach out to me and say, hey, Snoop's wife, Shantae, the boss lady, was at your show. She really enjoyed it, and she wants you to come and perform at a party that we're having. I go to the party. I tell them, listen, I want to bring my wife. I don't want y'all to just fly me out. I want to bring my wife. You know what I mean? Wife was pregnant at the time, and I knew it would be great for her to meet Snoop Dogg, be around an environment like that. Now, she pregnant. My wife was pregnant. I ain't even thinking about how much weed Snoop smoke. I got my pregnant wife around people who smoke. But anyway, that's besides the point. Okay? We there, we enjoying ourselves, we being cool or whatever. Shantae meets my wife. I will tell you this, she was more attentive to my wife than anything. She treated my wife as if my wife was a celebrity. She sent people to check on her, asked if she was okay. I mean, repeatedly, made sure my wife was good no matter what throughout the whole entire night. And I think one of the reasons why she did that is because she understood my wife's position in our marriage, because after all, she's married to Snoop Dogg. Even though I'm not on the status level where Snoop Dogg is, I still do my little thing, and that's my wife. Like, she is the wife of me, if you understand. So she's like, I understand, exactly the position that she's in and all of that. So let me make sure she's good. Let me make sure she's welcome. Let me make sure that I'm being attentive to what it is that she needs. Now that we finally meet Snoop Dogg, he walks in, it was a cloud around him, like a whole cloud. It was a cloud around him with lights all around him. And I, met Snoop, and, me and my wife and Snoop and his wife, we meet each other. And Snoop touched my wife's stomach. Now, all day long, my baby, which is my daughter now, my youngest, was kicking all around, moving around all day in my wife's stomach. Snoop touched my wife's stomach, and the baby didn't move no more. I don't know if Snoop got my daughter high. I do not know. But the baby stopped moving, and my baby was very relaxed. And even now, she real different. Ain't nothing wrong with her, but she real cool. She can be real mellow and laid back to herself. And I honestly feel like Snoop, put a little bit of that OG Kush in my baby since. I don't know. But there ain't nothing wrong. I'm just saying that's probably what, But either way it go, stop trying to make up narratives about Snoop Dogg and his wife. I met them personally. They are great people, amazing people, a great, great couple. And regardless of whether even if he was just now bringing her out and saying, hey, I want you to accept this, well, even if that, the simple fact that they've been married, I don't know, 30 years or something like that, you need to be focused on that. Cause the grand total of a healthy marriage nowadays is 7 minutes. And furthermore, get out people damn business. Mind the business to pay you. How about that? And while you're doing that, go check out my stand-up special on Tubi called Anybody Want to Tell Me. And you can get some tickets on ShulerKing.com and catch me on tour. Holla at you.